we now go to depot antipsychotics. Depot mane storage. So as the name suggests, storage. It's a store of antipsychotics which is slowly released over the course of a couple of weeks, over a month. It's we use depot very liberally, but depot is generally used for first generations and LAI is for second generations. But we'll not get into the semantics of that now. Alright, थोड़ा सा history बता देते हैं. So we do know that schizophrenia is a chronic illness, that patients do get off the medications, that the illness worsens with repeated non-adherence, rehospitalization, suicidal ideation, suicidal attempts, employment में issues होते हैं. So we want to ensure that adherence is there. If you look at the data from all the recent studies as well, like Katie Cutlass and all of it, a lot, 60-70% of the patients over there, I'm not exactly sure of the number, around 70% or so of the patients, 74%, would stop their medications after a year or so. So it's a major problem, and so depot was kind of formulated to overcome this problem. So the first depot that was formulated was fluphenazine and the enanthet ester of that, and uske baad decanoate ester aaya, fluphenazine decanoate, then came flupentixol, zuclopentixol, and finally haloperidol. So how do you make a depot? You add the first generation with the long chain fatty acid, okay, and you dissolve it in an oily base. That could be coconut, that could be sesame, and then you inject it. So it is an ester of the dopamine agonists. It's dissolved in oil to make it more soluble and then injected in the generally in the gluteal region, okay. And so we want to know why should we look at depot and what advantages it has over oral medication. We can divide it into a couple of headings. So clinical, adherence, logistics. One, bioavailability is 100%. No first pass metabolism. No plasma fluctuations. Okay. It's more stable. And so peak to trough. Peak to trough differences are minimized because it's being released in the bloodstream from the site at a steady rate. So these are the clinical factors that are important. In terms of adherence, if you are taking medications yourself, you will not be confused whether you've missed a dose or not. Okay, so missed doses, if you're self-administering, is minimized. If someone is monitoring you, you can check if patient is taking it on time. And if you're the doctor, you know if the response is because of resistance and because of, or it's true treatment resistance or just missed doses. This is something that we are always confused about, right? And when you have the clinical advantages and when you have the adherence proper, of course, it makes sense that decreased rates of relapse, decreased rates of rehospitalization, decreased rates of overdoses and suicidal attempts are there. How much of a difference? Studies say, so kahin pe bolte 30% better, kahin pe bolte 50% better. It differs from where you're looking, how you're looking, okay. And logistics, it's often, if you have a family that is dependent on daily wage, you would not want to go every day or every week to the doctor and check how the person is doing. It's much more easier to go once a month, take a day of work, miss one day of work, but get back. So people, in terms of logistics, it's much easier. Okay. Going on to disadvantages, why would you not choose a depot? Clinically and side effect wise and logistics wise. So clinically, why would depot pose something of a disadvantage? A, fixed schedule hai. Okay. So slow titration hai. So to reach steady state takes longer. All right. Even if you stop the depot, the side effects persist. And if you have some very nasty side effects, okay, even after you stop the depot, couple of months after that, it's still going to persist. So those are the clinical disadvantages. Side effect wise, you have pain at injection site, especially true if the person administering the injection is not very skilled. Resource poor countries may, it can happen. Also, if you're using first generations, okay, oily base hai, it can happen because of that. And logistics, of course. Okay, second generation antipsychotic LAI depots, costlier. Resource poor countries may, you might not have the manpower to have skilled personnel to deliver the depot. So these are the various effects or advantages or disadvantages of using depot. On the whole, the current thinking is use it as early as possible, because we know it's going to be a chronic illness. We know people are going to drop out. It makes things a lot more easier for the person to not have to think about taking it daily. And so on the whole, it's better. All right. Then we go on to first generation antipsychotic depots versus LAIs of second generation antipsychotics. Grossly, what would be the difference? As I had already mentioned, iska oily base hai, iska pain at injection site. So therefore, you'll have to use the Z-track technique. Okay. And then beyond that, and you have to do a test dose if required. Okay. Along with that, general side effects of all first generation, jo hum bolte hain na, EPS and all of it. Now, opposite of this, if this has an oily base, this has, the base is water, suspensions. In case of risperidone, it's microspheres. In the others, it's crystals, okay? Salts and crystals. Pain at injection site is a problem because high volume of oil, which is high viscosity, nodule formation can happen, okay? And you have to use a Z-track technique to prevent the oil, which is there in the depot, from leaching out from the muscle to the subcutaneous tissue, because if it goes in the subcutaneous tissue, it can cause a lot of irritation. All right. And therefore, you must give a test dose, not just because the patient might be allergic to the first generation, but even allergic to the base. Now, opposite of that, as I said, oily base hai, iska watery base hai. Pain at injection site lesser. Okay. Z-track technique, not required. Test dose, not required, but you should have an idea of how the patient had responded to oral doses. So response to oral dose, important. And either side effects would be different, more of metabolic than EPS related. First generation, if you have no time before the exam, at least read this one slide, which tells you at a glance all the different first generation depots. What are their starting doses? What is the maintenance dose? And what is the frequency? This is all you require if you are in a rush. Okay, so haloperidol is, I'm going to expanding on that a little bit in the next slide. Fluphenazine was the first. Fluphenazine decanoate, important because neuroleptic equivalent se zyada hai. You can give more neuroleptic equivalent through depots, but whether clinical benefit is there or not, we are not very sure. Zuclopenthixol, very important because it is one depot where we know that it can reduce relapses more than any other depot, not just first generation, but perhaps EPS is more. There was also a depot called pipothiazine, okay, which has been discontinued. I believe it's been discontinued since 2014-13. I'm not very sure. All right. So we have haloperidol with a base of sesame oil. The peak is in 6 days. The half-life is in 21 days. And the steady state is there in 2 to 4 months. Okay. The dose is generally between 25 to 150. Some say 50 to 200, depending on age, weight, general nutritional status, whether they are prone to EPS or not. And it is monthly. Very important to note, you give it with a Z-track technique. Then the next section would be second generation LAIs, which are available in India. Currently, we have 3. Again, if you're short of time, you need to just look at this table, jahan pe brand name hai or the salt is there. You have the formulation dose, you have the injection interval, and you have special comments. So with olanzapine, requires monitoring post-injection. We are going to kind of elaborate on that in the coming slides. Paliperidone palmitate, we know that oral supplementation is not necessary, plus pre-filled syringes hai. And it has a special schedule which I'm going to describe when we go to the slide. So 3 things you should know. Risperidone microspheres. You're required to continue oral supplementation for 3 weeks because it has a lab phase. We're going to describe this again. And it is microspheres which makes it special. Even aripiprazole has microspheres which make it special. We're going to describe that in the next section of LAIs which are not available in India at the moment. Also, you require strict cold storage with risperidone, just sometimes not available. Okay, here we go. Now, I'm going to give you a table which is going to solve a lot of your problems clinically and even in MCQs or even in exam. Pehla table hai, look at this. You have risperidone oral dose and you have Risperdal Consta, which is the once in 2 weeks injections that we use. How to convert? So you have 3 doses in Risperdal Consta. You have 25, you have 37.5 and you have 50. If you were taking between 2 to 4 milligrams per day, go for this dose. If you were taking between 4 to 5 milligrams, go for this dose. If you are taking more than 6 milligrams, go for this dose. This is in short something that you should know. First table. Now, right at the get-go, I'm going to talk even about the paliperidone table. Okay. So, you have risperidone dose, equivalent pali dose, then you have the paliperidone, the pre-filled syringes ka dose and how much paliperidone it releases. Okay. So, with risperidone, you have 2, 3, 4 and 6. Equivalent dose of paliperidone is 3, 6, 9, 12. Alright, important to know even when you are converting in the oral dose. Pre-filled syringes में देखिए है, you have 39 to 78, you have 117, you have 156 if I'm not mistaken, and then you have 234. Okay, so double of this, that's what you know. So this is the total amount this is the total amount of the salt in the syringe or in the pre-filled syringe, and how much it releases? It releases 50, 75, 100, 150. So in certain books, they will mention these values and you might get confused कि भाई हमने तो पहले ही सुना था and clinics में सुनते हैं 50, 75, 100. So this much salt releases this much amount of paliperidone. That is what it is showing. So this table is very, very important.